that we're here for a reason. And it's another week where we get to show and prove to the world that yes, we're here and we're here for a reason. And we're going to make it very obvious that we're here for something quite big and amazing as well. Welcome again to the Midday Extra Show right here at Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. It's 10:15 right about now. And you know what happens at 10 o'clock? It's obviously the General Open Banters. Now, the 11 o'clock hour, where we're moving to, we talk about your health and your body. So yes, that particular segment of the show is called The Mind and Body. Is where we get to remind you of the need to look out for yourself appropriately, because a lot of us tend to get carried away by everything happening. You know, we're trying to make money, we're trying to keep up with family, we're trying to keep up with our jobs, we're trying to also even keep up with our education and growing ourselves from time to time, that we forget to look out for our physical bodies. And these bodies will not maintain itself. It's our responsibility as much as possible to care for our bodies in any way that we can. Now, over the past few months, we have been talking about the ways that we can, ranging from eating healthy to staying away from poisonous foods. Last week we talked about food poisoning, which is one thing we've seen a lot of people suffer from. You're having constant stomach aches, you're constantly being weak one way or another. When you eat, you throw up and stool and all of that stuff. So if you are not conscious of your body, you do not know what to eat that puts you in that position, and you would not know what to eat that makes you healthy. So yes, that segment is dedicated to drawing your attention to the need to look out for your mortal and your physical bodies. Now, moving on to the third hour of the show is the workstation. Now, professionalism is one thing that I see a lot of companies and a lot of organizations struggle with. You know, you start an organization, you have a firm, but you're not professional enough and you don't have the requisite knowledge to run that organization. So the thing that you can do is look for people who are masters in that craft and hand that over to them. We've talked about it many times, as you as an employee, how you can double up and how you can become a better version of yourself, how to become employable, how to develop yourself leadership wise, professionally, and in your career. These things put together what contributes to the success of both the organization and the individual. So yes, the 12 o'clock hour is where we get to talk about every single one of these things. Now, the final hour, which happens to be Girlfriend Show, is where I get to have my girls in the studio and we talk about stories, real life stories, topical issues, where we get to learn from. We draw lessons from these things so that we can know, exactly what to do if we find ourselves in situations like that. Last week, we were talking about the girl, the family, pouring herself into a family and then being abandoned at the end of the day. And a lot of us brought very constructive arguments to that conversation, very constructive contributions as well, which is much, much appreciated. Now it's a new week and it is the 8th of April, 2024. So we're going to make this week count by having quite educating conversations right here on air. It's Martha right here, and I'll be with you from the hour of 10 to the hour of 2 until Benedict Henshaw comes right up and takes you to the sunny side. Please keep it locked in with me right here. I will be right back. Of course, it's a thing for me to catch my breath, and when I do, we'll be right back and getting into the General Open Banters proper. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, here to stay.
Experience you can count on is 24 gone past the hour of 10. And right here, when we get into business, we get really into business. It's the General Open Banters, and of course we have a couple of stories that we have lined up for today. Now, top on our list will be the issue of drug abuse, and it's something that I have seen countlessly on the news, and I decided that it's a good time to have that conversation right here on air, because we've seen a lot of young people fall victim of this, and it's gradually creeping into every society, creeping into every neighborhood, creeping into every sphere, of the Nigerian system. And I feel like it's something that we need to hammer on and reiterate as many times as possible, so that we understand the dangers of these things and how we can stay away from them. Now, before we get into that conversation, now we know that our own Nigerian lady Pelumi Nubi, who has been traveling for a period of 68 days from London to Lagos has finally arrived. She announced she would drive by road from London to Lagos, and she officially commenced the trip on Wednesday. That was January 31st, 2024. Now, she traveled across 17 countries, and her path took her from England to France to Spain to Morocco and through the huge West Sahara Desert, all by road. Now, from there, she drove via Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Mali, Burkina Faso, and a lot of African countries and Benin before she finally arrived in Lagos State. Now, if you have been following that story, it was a hectic one. It was a very hectic one. I beg your pardon. It was a hectic one, and she traveled through these countries. Last week, I was particularly very afraid for her because it was the ghastly motor accident, and a lot of people thought she would not make it. But I mean, she is now in Lagos. She had to postpone her arrival twice despite the challenges she overcame, and she arrived on Sunday, April 7th, 2024 at the University of Lagos. And this has never happened before. It's a groundbreaking record. And you see, every day I share these stories here, it's just to let us know the possibilities of what we can do as a people. Now, the only limit you set for yourself is that which you set for yourself. So if I tell myself I'm not able to do it, even if anybody else tells me I can, I would automatically believe that I cannot, because I mean, that's the place I have set myself. That's the limit I have set for myself. But yes, history is made, and Pelumi Nubi arrives in Lagos after 68 days of driving from London to Lagos. We celebrate her. Congratulations to her. Regardless of what it is, we see how Nigerians countlessly try to put our name on the map, and I trust me when I say that is quite commendable. Now, away from that, let's move to the story, about drug abuse. Now, I see that NDLEA arrests 2 drug mules and illicit drugs concealed in false bottom of bags after they obviously did juju in court so that they would not be caught. Now, the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, that's the NDLEA, now on Wednesday, April 3rd, intercepted a drug mule and Imran Taufik Olalekon at the Lagos airport, traveling to Oman with a check-in luggage and a backpack. Now, the spokesperson Femi Babafemi said that on April 7th, which was on Sunday, when the suspect's check-in bag and backpack were suspected to go through search, the operatives now discovered a false bottom concealment of drugs in the check-in luggage and in the walls of the backpack. Now, they swiftly move into action and they accompanied the suspect to the airport, who was later identified as Ishola Isiaka Olalekon, who recruited the trafficker. And curiously, when the 2 bags were completely unpacked, the NDLEA office, a charm was found in one of the bags, while another was found on the drug mule, who confessed that he traveled to Ibadan, Oyo State, to meet with an alpha and whatever it is to get that so that he wouldn't get caught. Now, trying to digest that story, it's been on the news. I mean, every other week we have these stories here. Now we see another India-bound passenger arrested for vomiting and excreting about 80 wraps of cocaine at Lagos airport. Now, the operatives of the agency as well arrested him in Delhi. Indian-bound passenger Freeman Charles Ogbonna at the screening point of Terminal 2 of the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, for ingesting 80 wraps of cocaine. Now, I have been trying to wrap my head around why people will risk their lives as much as this just to, push these drugs, just to deal in these drugs. And some people even, they face some level of hazard, because imagine swallowing these drugs. Now, something happens to you and then there's a leak in one of the bags you swallowed, and whatever it is, because there are things we called unforeseen. You didn't plan for it, but it will happen because you don't know, how to prevent it, right? And that just burst open in your stomach. That's, for some people, might completely just lead to death or whatever the case is. What make people take such a risk without even, considering the effect of what they're doing in the first place? So it's been a little too much on the news, and I thought it would be a good time to educate us on this, because the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency has approximately said approximately 14.3 million Nigerians are involved in drug abuse. Now, the Ogun State commander of the NDLEA, who is Ibaba Odili, he stated this during the launch of the war against drug abuse in Abeokuta. This was on Saturday. And according to the agency, 14.3 million Nigerians involved in drug abuse are within the age range of 15 and 64 years, adding that more women are now even involved in drug abuse. Now, he described the alarming trend of the involvement of women in drug abuse in the country, saying 1 in 4 people who abuse drugs is a woman. He said in 2018, survey tells us that, the most common drug abuse in Nigeria is cannabis, which regrettably is cultivated mostly in the southwest region of Nigeria. That 1 out of 4 drug users is a woman. In 2018 also, data shows that more women are going into drug use. And if more women are going into drug use, it is a source of worry for us because women are gatekeepers, right? And it means that the traditional role of women in families and communities are caregivers, role models, life modelers, and all of that. It will be threatened almost immediately because if the people who are supposed to be gatekeepers of family are now found doing these things, what will be the quality of the children that these women will raise? It is a very troubling trend we have seen in Nigeria, and it is quite troubling. And yes, we'll be having that conversation right here. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think people do these things, and what do you think can be done to reduce the rate at which young people now push drugs and then congest it or consume it themselves? What do you think can be done to change this narrative? This is the conversation for the General Open Banters today. Let's hear you on 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. You can also leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what we can do as Nigerians. What do you think that the necessary bodies can do to curb this menace of drug abuse in the country? Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Unique Irash.
Okay.
I'm calling from Durumi in Abuja.
All right, it's good to have you join us. Talk to me.
Good to have you too. Okay, my contribution to your question is, at a time when I was listening to you, I was like, hello, is this person in Nigeria? Yes. What these drugs, the effects of these drugs, we all know about it. But do you know what is happening in Nigeria right now? It looks like you asking us this question is like you're not aware of what is happening. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. When we say there is no means for us to we have big dreams, we can't achieve them. What else do you want us to do? We have to export the necessary negative way of getting.
No. Why do we always have to resort to the negative? That's the question. Why do we always have to resort to the negative, especially that we know that it will put our lives in jeopardy?
Nigeria is a negative place. It's a negative place. So it's only the negative ways that are the possible ways for us. So it's the way Nigeria is being run is making us to think everything negative. The positive aspect of us is not just coming out. It's just not coming. No matter how we try, the positive ways is not just working. It's just the negative way. It's the order of Nigeria and it's the order of the way. And someone like me that I'm talking right now, if I can see that, I'll go into it. Well,
we don't encourage that. So, and there's certain things you can't say on radio. So please, you have to be careful.
Oh, anyways, Nigeria has brought me this far. You won't know what is happening to people out there till you know. So that's just it. That's my contribution. There's nothing we can do. Nigeria is just zero, except God.
All right. Thank you so much.
For now, we go on with this.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you. We appreciate your takes there. But yes, again, the question, if we always resort to doing the negatives. See, if I know that, I don't know how to put that now that it will make a lot of sense to us right now. But if we always resort to the negative, because that's the easy way out, and put our lives in jeopardy, it's one of two things. If you push drug, it's one of two things. You either get caught and jailed for life, or you never make it. Hello, good morning to you.
Mata.
Hi, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What happened? Where have you been?
Sorry, it's work, matter.
I hope you're good.
I'm good. I've been
All
very
right.
busy.
All right. Let's hear you, so.
Good to have you again.
Nice.
Matter, it's actually a good topic, and if only we can actually be doing, maybe preach more of this, right? You mentioned cannabis, right?
Yeah.
Matter, 90, if not 90%, 90% of our youth, 18, 17, 12, 15, are the ones trending in that aspect.
Okay.
Let me give you a practical example. If we go to Soka, opposite immigration, I want to give a clear example.
Okay.
It is opposite immigration, civil defense. You see those boys, 18, 15, 20, under 3, taking those things there openly. So my question is that, where are their parents? What happened? Is it the issue of quick gratification, like, okay, he's out, whatever he brings? Most of those small boys, maybe they have started donating money in their various homes. So they take decision when they're not supposed to take, and nobody says anything because they have started bringing money home. So we have lost our value in the name of, we want to have it, or so person is the one breeding for the family.
Yeah.
In the name of we want to have it today. Now, if we have to live your whole entire life, 40 years, you have to live it in one week. What happens in the next years? What would you be doing? Nobody wants to go through the normal path again. Just because you have seen someone succeeded today, you doesn't know how much effort he has put in, the years. Just because you have seen the result, you feel the result manifested in a day. So you see people resulting in taking all these things for whatever reason, just because they want to make it. Our values, I don't know how we lost it. I don't know. Maybe I don't really know. But this is not just the government fighting again. You have to go back to the society. You have to talk. The parents have to sit up. The community leaders, the head of everything, we have to sit up and see how we can cut out this menace. It's actually a trend. It's actually what has caused the insecurity of us in today. But most times when they take those things,
they don't become
they're not looking at you. They do anything.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soso. Thank you for contributing to the conversation right here. Now, again, one thing leads to another thing. We understand, and I'm not discrediting what the first caller said. There are times when people get pushed beyond what they can take, and then they resort to any means whatsoever so that they can survive. But why drugs? That's the question right here. And again, if you're at the other end and what can be done, what can possibly be done to curb this menace, Soso has said that community leaders, people, local communities, urban, rural, whichever community leader, make it your responsibility to see how to address these things in your little community, in your family, and then, it now translates to the national level. But something obviously needs to be done. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, this is Mayor calling for Wuye.
All right. Let's hear you.
I was so disappointed on, I'm not trying to abuse anybody. I was so disappointed. In this country, we see something that we put blaming everything in government. Why? You see somebody that is smoking Igbo, you say na government cause him. Na government give that Igbo. I mean, na government give an we. The Bible says that train up your children the way of the Lord. When you grow, you're not going to depart from that. I was hearing conversation, I was angry in my spirit that maybe was not blaming government, that maybe supposed to train up your children the way of the Lord. And when you grow, you're not going to depart from that. When our family generally, we have already lost our responsibility in the first place, that we're supposed to treat our children the way of the Lord, that maybe we have already, the father supposed to know the responsibility at home. He's supposed to tell his children that he didn't take this, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, but we are looking pressing money, we are talking something that maybe it's not matter, that we are looking pressing government that maybe it's not sending us. So let us know what we are doing about our life generally. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that contribution right there. Let's move on. We have a very short time to continue. Let's go on a very short commercial break. And when we get back, we'll keep up the conversation. Please do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM. Abuja. Here to stay.
Please listen to this announcement. Farex Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 080 3596 5170. 080 3596 5170. You can visit our office at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Motor Park, Abuja.
The city of Abuja is about to encounter one day of perfection, completeness, power, authority, healing, and breakthrough conference 2024. One day to shape the new year as the year begins. We lay the foundations with prayers, fasting, and prophetic directions from God's mouthpieces. Come and ignite your new year in the fires of God's presence with our pastor, Pastor Karthi Jiu Benson, and special guest speakers, Minister K.I. and Joshua Moses on the 20th of April 2024. Venue, Zoological Garden, opposite Area 1 Shopping Complex, Garki, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Come and command your day. Remember, God can be trusted.
Through our research and policy memos, we have identified the challenges facing youth civic participation. Now, it's time to equip you with the tools you need to engage with government agencies and elected leaders effectively. Are you tired of feeling sidelined in the governance process? Do you want to make a difference in your community? Don't let your voice go unheard. Tune in to Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Civic Marches and be part of the movement for a more inclusive, accountable, and transparent government. Our mission is clear: to bridge the gap between citizens and government, ensuring that public resources are located to address your priorities. The Civic Marches is sponsored by ProMed Foundation with the support of the Nigerian Youth Futures Fund, NYFF.
We play those songs.
The good tunes just don't stop.
The good tunes just don't stop.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
Thank you for staying locked in. You're still tuning to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. This is your radio experience you can count on, and it's Martha right here. On the General Open Banters today, we're talking about drug abuse, and we have given you quite a number of statistics from the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency that says about 14.3 million Nigerians are involved in drug abuse, and it says three out of four of the abusers are women. And again, we raise the concern that seeing that women are gatekeepers of the family and are responsible for passing on certain values and morals to the children, if they are found in such a manner, if they're caught up in such a web, what then is the fate of the kind of people that they'll be raising? And now, of course, the report says about 15 and drug abuser within the age of 15 to 64 years, and now more women are involved. This is the conversation for today, and we're talking about it just so we raise awareness of how this is gradually causing a lot of chaos in the country. This is causing a lot of chaos in families and in systems and structures as well. So it is very important that we have this conversation so that we can curb this menace right when we can, because if it gets to a point where it has gone out of hand, people now start to even create substances for themselves that they can inhale or take, or whatever the case will be, so that they can feel whatever way they want to feel. It will be such a deteriorated state, and it might be difficult to call out of such a situation. So yes, the numbers to call are 090-7353-0044 or 09087668888. You can also leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your contributions will be about the conversations on drug abuse on 090-9705-4450. Let's take this message. It says drug abuse can be curbed by sensitization, just as you are doing now, and desensitization. Awareness is needed as to the effect of abusing drugs. Misuse of drugs is dangerous. There also should be punishment to the offenders. This is Sanisi from Sileja. Thank you so much for that right there. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mata.
Comrade, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Happy New Week.
Same to you. You're sounding stronger because it's about to come to an end, yeah? There's light. You can see the lights at the end of the tunnel, yeah?
What I don't understand you. You they watch me, ma?
Yeah, so in 3D. All right.
Anyway, that is good. Thank you.
It's good to have you.
What?
Yeah.
It's the issue at hand there. This drug abuse of a thing. I don't know. I think we got it wrong from the family value, because it is the responsibility of parenting or parents to train their children properly and let them know that this is wrong, that is right. So for someone to carry drugs and being deceived with some charm that you will go through the airport, nobody will go through your luggage and what have you. I think that is deception, and orientation needs to be made, just like the message you read. All means through the media, the like what your stations are doing now is trying to inform the society to know that doing drugs is very bad, and it's also shortening your lifespan.
Of course.
You understand? In fact, matter what, have you seen the carton of cigarette of nowadays? There's a very goring image on the pack.
It has always been there. I mean, that's the only how do they call it now? The only way they can sell is to put that picture there and let people know the consequence of that. I think that was done like some years back. But yes.
But Martha, do you know this doesn't mind? They are smoking these things. A sign of their heart is being that there is a description there, a good heart and a smoker heart being described on the pack, and they hold it in their hand, keep on smoking. There's another one I saw, they call it mouth cancer. How cigarettes have destroyed someone's mouth, and you keep on smoking. See, we have a lot to do. It's everybody's responsibility to see how we can fix our country. We can't wait for anybody to come from elsewhere to come and fix it for us. It is our country. You understand? When we have Abuja now, right?
Yes.
We have Abuja. No. We have Abuja today by 11, right?
No. It's mind and body today.
Okay, there is no Abuja. I wanted to report the situation I saw.
Please hold it for us until we come for Abuja now.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I really appreciate that. And yes, this is it, and it's important. It's everybody's responsibility, because now if I train my child, because again, we cannot say everyone who engages in drug abuse, the use of substances it's from a poor home. Poor now, I don't mean money, like they are poorly raised or something. Sometimes another person actually did their due diligence to raise their children well. But the one who refused to do that, your child mixes up with the other one, and then they pick up a bad habit that now causes the end of them eventually. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Okay. Please call us back, or we cannot hear you at all. So yes, the child who was raised properly, the one who was in, the both of them come together, and then one picks the habit from the other one. It causes a lot of trouble. Hello, good morning to you.
Mata, my dearest sister, greet you. Good morning.
Mr. Sonny the Prince, it's good to have you join us.
Thank you, my dear. You see, sometimes we need God prayer, because as a parent, you might do your best.
Of course.
Bringing up your children up, and they decide otherwise. And the whole blame will not go to the parents that did not train the children well. What would the parents do? If you like, sometimes, if God gives you the strength, the ability, and the financial strength, you marry early, so that you have strength to bring up the children. Before you get weak as an old person, they are already grown man. But if maybe you marry late, or possibly you marry and you are not able to bear child on time, and when you are approaching 60, you won't have that strength anymore. All you need to be doing is just be talking. At the end of the day, they say the man did not train the children. It's not what saves us. The society we find ourselves today, the social media thing, the global world of a thing, honestly, it really makes almost all the effort of our parents a kind of wasted effort. Yesterday, a boy of just 21 years wanted to fight his father. Went and bring knife.
Wow.
You know? And I said, what is wrong with you? You want to fight with that? The guy tried to change eye from you. Then I now contact some of his mates around. Beat the hell out of him yesterday. You know? They beat the hell out of him. And this man is a very young man. He is doing his best to make sure children are one of the best. Environment, sometimes we find ourselves, he makes it unbearable. And many people I see within my houses are engaged in drug. The rich children, they are engaged in drug a lot. You know, when you talk about drugs, there's no gender, there is no class.
Yeah.
They associate easily, they meet friends easily. You see the rich guys associating with low class in terms of doing all these drugging things. So for me, the thing is, as government is putting effort, maybe the drug agency, and it's like the thing is getting increase on a daily basis. I know a pastor, this man sleeps in the church, he and his wife is pastor. But these children are doing drugs. Does it mean that the father did not train
them well?
So sometimes we'll do our best as parents and leave the rest for God. All you need to be doing as you're teaching, as you're training your children, everything you have. Also, you praying to God to make them a good children, because social media has really corrupt our children. In the midnight when you're sleeping, your son busy or your daughter, you know, singing and WhatsApping, and you know what she's doing. When you wake up around maybe to go and ease yourself, it's not that your daughter or your son is still awake. What is he doing? Still groomed to his phone. So social media has really made things, and all these things have stages in social media where you get them, how you get them, and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you.
Just only God and all these things, all but they'll tell you civilization. When you talk to them, they tell you something about your time don't pass, now our time it is. And if you talk to them, they'll tell you, you go to our house, stay here and at their whole house. Then only God will help us. So me, I'm not going to die because I train children. I only do my best and leave the rest for God.
Of course. Thank you so much, Sonny
Have
the
a nice
Prince.
celebration.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the show. So yes, it is. I think this is the point where we get to draw the curtain for today on the General Open Banter. So maybe we can take. Oh no, we can use one more. So let's hear you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mata.
Yes, welcome. Is that GB?
GB.
All right, GB, it's good to have you. Talk to me.
Yes. The issue you are discussing is very germane. Work, the effect of God as a society is enormous, and I don't know how to handle it. The NJD is trying, they are doing their best. All these banditry, kidnapping, Boko Haram, they can't really do what they are doing today. That's the effect of God. Those who kill those soldiers and dismember them and pieces a human being like themselves, They do not do that if there is no drug. So you can see the effect of that on society. Ayodele has really tried. Marua has really tried. Mostly. Every now and then they seize drugs, either within or people carrying it about or trafficking it. But how do we solve the problem? Just like the comrade said, let's start from the family, the parents, religious body, mosques and churches. Let us to preach it and emphasize the danger of being involved in drugs. And secondly, society also is not encouraging, is not really helping the government. Those you see on billboard, those you see on adverts, they are the people that in their home, in their video music, they advertise drugs, they display drugs. They are the people you see, they use as model on billboard. So the youth growing up feel that this man on billboard who is used drugs, I could be like him. Today I'm telling you, primary school are using drugs. When the NAFDAC said that they will not allow sachet alcohol, I really applauded them. Many people have lost their life. Many families have been, have become orphan or orphanage or widow because of drivers who are on drugs or alcohol driving. We lost somebody recently. I traveled to Lagos. Somebody, we lost a dear sister at the age of 62 because he borrowed the vehicle. Through overspeeding on his own, the vehicle was about 3 times. Then a majority of the people there died in that vehicle. That effect of drug and all these things people are. You go to parks today, you will see the sachet of drug, all these things. And people carry this drug, they record it as though they will miss something with something.
And they drink.
They should be arrested. They are part of the problem in our society. I'm appealing to government to spend more money and recoup NDLE to standardize government, this country of drug. And parents and churches should preach it and emphasize it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GB. Thank you so much to everyone who is a part of the conversation right here today. It never stops here. It shouldn't stop here. Continue to have these conversations with your children. Expose them to the dangers of drug abuse. Right now, your ward's on holiday here, which means that they go out to mix up with friends, to go out to mix up with family, with people basically, because they can't be home all day. If you know that you don't trust the neighbor or you don't trust the family member and you think they would expose them to habits that might be detrimental to them, it's your responsibility to regulate where they go and how long they stay where they stay. So it's your responsibility as well. The government will do what the government needs to do about curbing the menace of drug abuse. But we also should look out when our children start to act in, some of us are not even quite sensitive, because when they start to act in an abnormal way, we have to try to investigate what exactly is going wrong with them. Again, the conversation does not stop here. Keep on talking about it. Keep on educating your words. Keep on expose them to the dangers of this. Let them know what the consequence of drug abuse is. So if they think that it's a fast route, they're going to have money by just pushing drugs and all of that. Also, let them know what the consequence of these things are. And it's one of two things. It's either they lose their lives or they are caught and then they spend all the rest of their lives in jail, which obviously nobody would want to resort to. So thank you again for joining us on the show. We're having the next hour an amazing conversation, and it's one that we also would learn from. So there, we're taking care of our physical well-being. It's the Mind and Body segment. Please keep it locked in. It's Martha right here signing out of the General Open Banters today. I'll see you tomorrow. Do not go anywhere.
The good tunes just don't stop.